Good afternoon. Welcome to the TheoTRADE afternoon video. I'm Blake Young. Today is August 28th, 2025, and we're going to talk about two key areas. And they're areas that I think have a lot of upside potential in the short term and potentially for the long term. And we're going to get into that here momentarily. To start with, though, I'm just going to highlight something that we saw in the economic reports, and that is preliminary GDP Q over Q, which is rising and outperforming. You see, we previous listed 3.0, forecasted 3.1, it came in at 3.3. Now, this is preliminary, which is not final, but it's also not advanced. So there's advanced, preliminary, and final GDP. Advanced is the earliest indication of what our growth is going to be and has generally the highest impact, has the biggest movement in prices and markets. Preliminary is stabilizing it, and final is kind of, you already knew what was happening, and it's just the last tweaks to GDP numbers because it's a lot of data to pull in. And so advanced usually has a lot more impact. Preliminary is just more confirming what we thought was going to happen. And as you can see, we're reporting at 3.3. Now that is better than what advanced was showing. So we are showing good growth. That alone might have you say, okay, we have growth in the economy, and so therefore we should be good. We should be fine. We're going to get into the nuts and bolts of it, but if we're going to chase growth, I think we need to chase it in two areas, and that is in the AI space, because I don't think the AI bubble is burst yet, and in metals and mining, the core basic materials area. So let's get into the charts and talk about this in a little more detail. Just starting with the S&P 500, the S&P 500 reached a new 52-week high, at least according to the SPY, reached a new 52-week high and pushing higher. And this is almost exclusively because of the response to the AI. Nvidia hit better than expected, but the market had higher expectations than the analysts did. And so Nvidia had a volatile response to it and had ups and downs and went all over the board. And it was, not great for Nvidia, but it's obviously pretty good for the market. The market is pushing up to these new highs. And the stocks in this area that are pushing towards Nvidia and the ones that are tangential to it are the ones that are really benefiting today. And by the way, Nvidia, who had a massive swing in the overnight, dropping 6-7%, and it has completely recovered and is flat for the day. So this disappointing report from Nvidia is really not hurting Nvidia, and we're back to the highs. We're back retesting. We're breaking through to new record highs in the S&P 500. And if you're to look at the sectors, its technology is the #1 sector today, followed by energy, communications, and then we go to financials and some other ones. But the market is still lifting. So I do like the AI sector, and I don't think the AI bubble is burst. So if we're going to chase anything that is an equity from a growth phase, I would still be focusing on those in the AI space and tangential to the AI space or the AI stock. So that would mean things like DDOG, DDOG. If we could take a little closer look at that, we'll get back to the metals and mining in a minute. DDOG, and you can see what an amazing bounce and breakout. And we see that climb should be bringing us back to about 151, potentially up to 155. And so we have another 10% despite the fact that it already gapped up and closed higher, being lifted as we see the continuation in demand in AI and for Nvidia is going to continue to push money into the data centers and the growth that way, which could be some opportunities in energy production as well as uranium, etc. But we're going to focus just on a couple of other things here. So DDOG is a really pretty impressive stock that I think you could go with and have another 15% climb. Another stock that's had a very solid performance today that is not dealing with earnings today either is Cloudflare. Cloudflare, or NET for the symbol, is also up 4.5%. And if it breaks through this high, which we're not too far away from, if it breaks through this high, I expect it to repeat the distance from about 190 up to 220. And so I'm looking for another $30 move, which is going to give you another 15% move higher from the current price. If you want to wait till it breaks free, great. If not, you could certainly trade into this or sell puts into this, but I do think there's an opportunity for another 15% growth in Cloudflare. One of the ones that you might not think about in the AI space that I do like is CRM. CRM, or Salesforce, is bouncing up off the lows, and we do have earnings, so that is a little bit of concern if you're going to try to trade it ahead of earnings. But I do think there's a great shot of getting back to 273, 275, and there's another 8 to 10% move in CRM. Now, there's a lot of stocks in the AI space. Look for those that are tangential, those that are providing services or products to companies like Nvidia. And the ones that are buying from Nvidia, look at the companies they're associated with, and that could give you some real opportunities in the AI space. But like I said earlier, one of the things that we're seeing in GDP growth and the expansion is demand for metals, basic materials, and copper has bounced off of this low, not enough to get me into a really strong copper position, but also showing that we're stabilizing near these key levels. And so as I'm looking at copper off those lows and gold at record highs, as we're pushing up to those highest levels, I'm looking for the metals and miners, because gold doesn't have to clear this upside level for these miners to make money. They're already making the maximum level that they have really in the last forever. So as we're looking at this, remember that it cost them roughly the same amount of money to pull ore out of the ground when gold was at 2,700 as they are right now when gold is at 3,400. So as we look at the metals and mining stocks, and we'll use the ETF first, metals and mining stocks, and looking for this up here at the top, we're up at a rising channel and approaching the previous high. If it breaks through this previous high, it will give us a target of about from 76 to 82, and we're looking for approximately a 7.5%, 8% climb in metals and mining in general. We could continue this trend for days, weeks, months, quarters, possibly years, if the demand remains high for metals and mining, and if inflation stays high, which for all intents and purposes it's going to, especially if the Federal Reserve cuts rates and weakens the US dollar's purchasing power. So metals and mining are kind of a hot spot for me, and I look to the market watch and look in these to find those best ones. Now we could start with metals and mining here, and we could also look at some of the things like we've talked about before, like CF as a basic material, or packaging. I've already talked about this last week and the week before. I like International Paper, I like Smurfit, and Packaging Core, Newmont, and Freeport. So let's go through these really quickly. We're just going to focus on these top four as timing and opportunity to get into these four. So Newmont broke out new highs, and so the initial thought would be that we're going to continue along that track. The move that we would have expected when we cleared this 52-week high was minimally the move from 67.30 to 70, which you got. There's a 10% move that we're setting up for, and we're going from 67 to 70. That's a $3 move. You already hit it as of today, and you're breaking free. So if this can continue, the channel that I've been watching is about $6 wide. We have another 8% move higher in Newmont if it can continue on this course. Freeport has more upside just to get to the highs. We created higher highs and higher lows. We broke free last week, and I'm looking for Freeport to go to 46, then to 47. And if it breaks 47, sky's the limit. I've got this as a target of another 10% just to get up to this 48. And from there, we could duplicate that, and I'm looking for potentially 20%. NUE, Nucor, is down today, but it's just confirming this previous resistance right through here. So if we are breaking free from this level, I've got about a 10% breakout again. If Nucor can clear the highs, I expect it to go 10% more, $15, and go up to about 166, 167. If you look back historically on Nucor, there is a target up here as well, about 170, and that's going to give us that extra confirmation if we can break free from this 10% horizontal channel. STLD will be the last one we look at in this space, and STLD is sideways and trading relatively flat, but the same concept is going to play out here, and you'll see that this is about a 9.25% to the last major low. And so if it breaks through here, I expect a 9.25% or a 10% move roughly, and duplicating this entire pattern, which means that I'm looking for it to go back up and hit these previous highs at about 145. It didn't break out today. This is steel, this is not gold, but if we have demand for metals and mining, if we see copper bouncing off the lows, if we see increased demand for basic materials, STLD should be able to break free here. Nucor should be able to break through here. And you could also kind of drift into some of the others like Rio Tinto and Southern Copper if this bounce is enough. And you can see we're testing a consolidation breakout here in Rio. And if you look at Southern, today's bounce just hasn't had a lot of impact, and it's also testing the consolidation breakout. So Rio and Southern are more in a triangle, but all these others are retesting key horizontal breakouts, and I'm looking for 10% or more on the others. That's going to do it for me today. Join me tomorrow as we look at some longer term trades, and join me again next week as we come back around and do the afternoon video. Thanks for watching.